Hey runners, welcome back to the Stretch and Stability series. This is episode 3. Cool, let's get started. So we're going to start in a standing position, and then we're just going to bring the left knee in towards the chest, and we're going to try and balance on that one leg. So my right leg is the stabilizing leg, and I'm just lifting the left knee up, and I'm trying to drive that knee up as high as possible whilst maintaining a nice upright chest position. My arms can just relax to the side, and I'm just going to hold here for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, let's go over to the other side. So I'm lifting my right leg up, driving the knee up, and then I'm trying to be nice and stable on that leg. So with that foot on the floor, try and think about gripping the toes into the floor to create that stability. So we really want to feel that connection with the big toe into the floor. And we're trying to lift this leg up as high as possible. Don't worry if you're just down here, that's totally fine. Over time, you'll be able to get that leg up higher as you strengthen your hip flexors. Okay, let's go over to the other side. So we're stabilizing with the right foot, and then we're driving that left knee up, and try not to round with the spine here. We want to try and maintain a nice upright posture. Arms can be to the side, really driving that knee up, keeping the chest upright. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's go back over to the right side, driving the knee up, keeping the chest upright. We're trying to feel that activation in the hip flexor. Again, don't worry if you're just down here, that's totally fine. So we're both strengthening the hip flexor, in this case on the right side, and then we're stabilizing through the ankle on the left side. Good. Okay, we're now going to go into some stability through the ankles. So we're just going to work on a calf raise, in this case without support. So there's 3 positions. We want to first think about just lifting the heel slightly off from the floor, and then the second position is going to be 2 inches off the floor, and then the last position is going to be elevating the heel as high as possible. So again, start with the feet shoulder width. I want you to think about gripping the toes into the floor, and then we're just going to bring the heels ever so slightly off the floor, and we're just trying to find some stability through the ankles. Now, as we progress to the next 2 levels, if you don't feel comfortable there, just stay at the level that you're at, okay? So we're going to progress now to 2 inches off the floor, so we're just trying to bring the heels up about 2 inches off the floor and try and grip into the floor. We're trying to find as much stability as possible here, so really think about gripping your toes into the floor. That connection is really crucial. And then we're just going to come all the way up, elevating the heels. Don't worry if you can't get to this level, that's totally fine. And we're trying to create as much stability as possible. There's a muscle that runs from the big toe right up into the calf, and if we can create the activation here, which I'm currently struggling to do, but if we can create that activation, it's going to be really crucial for creating stability in both the ankle and the knees. Okay, let's come down to about 2 inches off the floor, holding here again. And then finally, we're going to come just slightly off the floor, so the heel is just ever so slightly raised off the floor. And then we can come down onto the floor. Okay, we're going to now go back to our knee raises, but we're going to add a little bit of a lunge motion, and we're going to introduce this contralateral element where we're driving one knee up and bringing the opposite hand up, like we would in running. If you think about running, if you run with the same side hand and knee with this ipsilateral movement, it's called, you're going to go nowhere, or you're just going to be all over the place. You want to get this contralateral motion, so left hand, right knee, right hand, left knee. So from this position here, we're just going to drop back. We're going to go for a soft lunge, and then I'm going to drive the left knee up and bring the right hand up with the motion. So dropping the left knee down to the floor, drive the knee up, bring the right hand up. Okay, so we're still driving the knee up. And that previous exercise where we're getting that stability through the ankles is going to really help with this motion here. So that's 5 reps. That's all we need to do for now. Let's go over to the other side. So we're dropping the right leg back, and as we drive the right knee up, we need to bring the left hand up. So let's drop down into that soft lunge, drive the knee up, bring the left hand up. And again, drive the knee up, bring the left hand up. Again, with this, don't worry if you're not able to lunge that far back down here, and don't worry if you're not able to drive the knee up very high here. Okay, so let's do 2 more reps. 4, and last one, 5. Good. So we're now going to combine the 2 drills that we've done, so the elevation with the heels. We're going to try and bring that in to the lunge. So I'll show you an example before we start. If I drop back here, as I then drive the leg up, I'm trying to lift the heel off the floor ever so slightly, and then come back down. Okay, let's do this together. So starting again with the left leg, I'm going to drop down into that lunge position. I'm going to drive the leg up and try and lift the heel off the floor ever so slightly. Okay, let's go for 5 here. 2. Really try and grip the toes into the floor. 3. Creating that contralateral motion. 4. And last one, 5. Now, as you do these, don't worry if you're not able to elevate the heel that much. Just a touch will be fine. And if you can't do it at all, that's totally fine. You can build up to it. Okay, let's go with the right side. And then driving the right knee up, bringing the left hand up, elevating the heel. So that's 1. Lift up the heel. 2. 3. 4. And last one, 5. Good. So we're going to go back to our calf raises now. We're going to introduce another element, and then we're going to come back to our lunge contralateral movement and see if we can transfer a few things. So coming back to the center of the mat, we're just going to go for the lifts. So we're starting with just having the heels slightly off the floor, and really just think about gripping the toes into the floor. If you lose that connection, it's going to be very hard to stabilize in these harder levels. We really want to try and think about connecting the big toe into the floor. We're going to go 2 inches off the floor, so just come up a touch more. We can allow for a soft bend in the knees as we do this, so we don't need to be fully locked out with the knees. And then let's come into the high position and try to create that stability. Now we're going to introduce another element. So we're going to introduce some hip extension here. So to achieve this, we're just going to engage the glutes and just create a very soft bend in the knees. Now, if you need to do this on level 1 or 2 with the heels, that's totally fine. Just work with what you're comfortable with. But we're trying to further enhance the connection through the body. So having that engagement in the glutes, the knees forward, the hips extended, we're creating this connection between the feet, the hips, the glutes, and also just into the spine. So we're just creating this connection, and you can take this as far as you want. If you can just bend the knees even further forward, keeping the hips extended. Don't worry if you're not in this advanced position. If your heels are lower, if you're not as bent with the knees, that's totally fine. And just really try and connect into the floor, creating that engagement through the glutes. Just want to create an activation through the pelvic floor. And we'll hold 5, 4. So really challenging our ankle stability. 2 and 1. Good. Take a rest. We're going to do one more round of the lunge contralateral motion with a little bit of the elevation in the heel. And hopefully the exercise prior to this will help you gain a little bit more stability through your ankles. So starting by bringing the left foot back, and then remember we're driving up with the right hand. Really want to focus on connecting through that contralateral motion. So dropping back with the left leg, driving the left knee up, bringing the right hand up, elevating the heel. And again, come down. 2, 3, 4, last one, 5. Good, let's go to the other side. Dropping the right leg back, driving up with the left hand for 1, 2, 3, 4, and last one, 5. Good. Okay, we're going to go into some work on the spine. So you're going to start by either sitting down onto your heels, or if you're not comfortable there, you can grip the toes into the floor. From here, we're just going to bring the right hand to the outside of the left knee, create a rotation through the body, and then we're going to reach up and behind us, lifting the chest up towards the ceiling. And we're just going to hold there initially. And we're really trying to create this rotation through the spine, so pushing the hand into the knee to create more of a twist and reaching up and back. Opening the chest up towards the ceiling. Good, and then we're going to go over to the other side. So left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. First create that rotation through the spine, and then reaching up towards the ceiling, reaching up and behind, opening the chest up towards the ceiling. And just holding here, trying to find your breath, breathing into your belly, expanding the belly as you inhale. And reaching up and back, opening the chest up to the ceiling. And let's do one more on each side. So right hand to the left knee, create the rotation through the spine, push into the knee, reach up and back behind you. Good, let's go to the other side. Left hand to the right knee, create the rotation, reach up and back. Find your breath. Should be feeling this in the outside of the lower back, in the QL. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to try to get a release into the lower back region. So for this, you're going to lay down onto your front. And then we're just going to lift up with the right knee, creating a 90-degree angle here. And then we're just going to thread the left arm through. And then the motion here you're trying to find is like you're drawing a bow and arrow and then reaching the arm back behind you. Whilst I do this, I'm trying to keep my knee flat down on the floor. So I'm trying to maintain contact with my right knee and the floor. So I'm going to draw a bow and arrow, and then I'm going to reach back behind me. My gaze follows that hand as it reaches back over to the right. And I'm just going to hold here. Good. Then I'm going to try to extend my right leg. So try to straighten your right leg. Now focusing on keeping the foot down on the floor, reaching all the way back. And then I can come in, bend the knee again. And then keeping the knee bent, we're just going to go for a few reps. So just drawing that bow and arrow back behind you, reaching back for 1, 2, 3, 4. And then last one, 5. Good, let's go over to the other side. So your left knee is going to come out to the side, and then we're threading the right arm through. Try and find a 90-degree angle with the leg that's bent. And then from here, I'm going to imagine I'm drawing a bow and arrow back behind me, reaching back, bringing the gaze back, holding in this position, feeling that rotation through the spine. And then from here, I'm going to try to extend my left leg. Don't worry if you can't do that. Just try and straighten it as much as you can. So the feeling here is like I'm reaching back with my left hand and then reaching forwards with my right foot. So really creating that deep twist through the spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee again, and then we're going to go for 5 reps. Imagine you're drawing a bow and arrow, pulling back behind you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and last one, 5. Good. Okay, let's come back into the Sphinx rotation. So sitting onto your toes or on top of your heels, whichever you're most comfortable with. And then from here, we're just going to go for that rotation again, bringing the right hand to the outside of the left knee, creating that rotation, reaching up and back behind you and holding it. Really try and lift the chest up to the ceiling as you do this, so try not to collapse in. Good, and then we'll go over to the other side. Left hand to the right knee, reach up and back. I feel like you're trying to grab something from the ceiling. Opening up the chest, breathing into the diaphragm. Nice. Good, let's go again on the left side, reaching the left hand back, pushing into the knee, reaching up and back. Good, and then again on the right side, left hand to right knee, reaching up and back, pushing the hand into the knee to create more of a twist. Really trying to open the chest up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're just going to take it back into a child's pose. So bring the feet shoulder width, drop the hips back, walk the hands forward. And then in this position here, we're trying to extend the spine as much as possible. So trying to come out of this rounding and try and pull the chest up. And then from here, we're just going to lean side to side. So it's more like a tilting motion. And just shifting the weight side to side, putting pressure into one hand at a time. And then from here, we're going to roll the spine up. So we're going to initiate by tucking the chin, trying to round the spine as we drive the head forwards. So lifting the hips up, tucking the chin, rounding the spine as we drive the head forwards and coming all the way through to a cobra, now allowing the spine to extend. And then just to further release this QL, so into the lower back region, we're just going to shift the weight into one hand at a time, allowing the body to twist as you do this. So having done the previous 2 exercises, these should feel really nice, getting that release into the QL. This muscle that helps to stabilize the pelvis when we're running gets really tight. So it's good to get a nice release here in this cobra position. And then just try to lift the chest up more and more as you do this. Good. We're going to go back to our child's pose. As we do this, let's find that spinal flexion where we're tucking the chin and rounding the back as we go back to the child's pose. So tuck the chin, push into the floor, round the spine, and then lower back into your child's pose. And just take a few breaths here before we go into the next part of the sequence. Good, stop there, guys. Nice. So that concludes our section on the spine. We're going into some work on the glutes and hips. So you're going to start on your backs, and then all we're going to do is just bring the left knee in towards the chest, take a hold of the left knee with the hands, and then just pull up towards your rib cage. So we're getting the knees to go over the rib cage here, and we're just going to hold here. And then what I want you to think about with your right leg is trying to reach forwards, like you're trying to reach for something with your right foot as you pull the left knee in. So we're just getting a nice compression in the hip flexors, which will give you a nice release through some of the primary hip flexors, the psoas. And we're just going to hold here. So nice and easy position. And just take some deep breaths, breathing into the diaphragm. So trying to expand the belly as you inhale through your nose. And just holding here. Really try and pull the knee right up. Good, let's go over to the other side. So extending or straightening the left leg. We're now going to pull the right knee up. So pulling the right knee over the rib cage and straightening and reaching with your left foot and your left leg. So reaching down, pulling the right knee in over the rib cage. Taking deep breaths, inhaling, expanding the diaphragm. Hopefully relieving tension through the hips. Really pull that knee in towards you. Good, and then you're just going to extend the legs, and we're just going to bring now the left knee in again. And now with your right hand, you're just going to pull the left knee across the body. Now as you do this, try not to lift off with the upper back. We want to keep the upper back grounded on the floor. So we're getting this nice rotation through the spine and into the glutes, into the outer glute. And you're just using that right hand to pull the left knee across. Get it as close to the floor as possible and just holding here. So don't worry if you're not getting as deep as I am into the stretch. We want to try not to compensate. So try not to go further by lifting off with the back. We want to keep the upper back grounded on the floor, the shoulder grounded on the floor, the hand grounded on the floor, and driving that knee down towards the floor using the hand. And taking deep breaths in here. So we should feel like a nice twist through the spine, relieving tension through the spine and into the glutes. Good, let's go over to the other side. So we're just going to bring now the right knee in towards the chest. We're going to use the left hand to pull the right knee across the body, keeping my upper back grounded on the floor, keeping my right hand, my right shoulder, my upper back on the floor, holding in this position. And taking deep breaths, expanding the diaphragm, feeling that rotation through the spine, or that twist through the spine. Don't worry if you can't get the knee as far to the floor as I am, it's totally fine. You'll find that over time you'll be able to get that knee closer and closer to the floor. Good. Let's come back to center. We're now going to go to that first position where we're pulling the knee in towards the chest, but now we want to avoid the rib cage. So we're going to target a different area in the hips, and we're going to try to pull the knee towards, so left knee to left shoulder. So pulling the knee in towards the shoulder. So we're now avoiding the rib cage, so we don't want to go over the rib cage, and just pulling towards the shoulder here and holding here. And while you're in this position, try and think about maintaining a flat lower back. So the lower back is against the floor, and you're extending with your right leg, reaching forwards with the right foot, pulling that knee in towards your shoulder. And again, taking the deep breaths here. So whereas previously we'd be into here, we're now a little bit more over to the side to target a different area in the hips. 10 seconds. Really just try to relax here. Try and make it passive. So use the hands to pull the knee in. Try not to be too active with the hip. We want to just create the force with the hands to make it a passive stretch through the hips, pulling towards the shoulder, avoiding the rib cage. Let's go over to the other side. So taking the right knee and then just putting that right knee towards the right shoulder, avoiding the rib cage, keeping that left leg nice and straight and locked out. Taking the deep breaths, avoiding the rib cage. Keeping that back flat against the floor. Use the hands to create the force. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Going back again to our twist through the spine. So bringing the left knee in and then using the right hand to pull the knee across the body, keeping the upper back grounded on the floor, keeping the shoulder, all of the arm on the floor, and just bringing that knee as close to the floor as possible. And also make sure you're keeping the knee up and in towards the chest. So as much as you can, try and pull that knee up. So we're not down here. We want to try and keep a nice bend in the knee. Again, taking the deep breaths into the diaphragm, feeling that lovely twist through the spine. We'll do 10 more seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go over to the other side. So we'll bring the right knee in towards the chest. We're using the left hand to pull the knee across the body, keeping the knee in towards the chest as we pull that knee down to the floor, keeping the shoulder on the floor, keeping the upper back on the floor, the hand on the floor. So not trying to create what I call fake range, which is where we lift off and we create this compensation. We want to try and be grounded into the floor. Breathing into the diaphragm. Pulling that knee towards the floor. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now just bring the arms out to the side to create a T shape. And these are going to feel lovely. We're going to bring the knees in towards the chest, and then we're just going to rotate side to side. Again, try and keep the arms, shoulders, upper back grounded to the floor as we rotate side to side. So I'm staying within a range that's comfortable for me so that I don't have to lift off with the upper body. Feeling that rotation through the spine. This will give you a nice release into the lower back. I'm trying to get the knees as close to the floor as possible without compensation. And we want to keep the knees close to each other as well. And we can also think about flexing the toes up, but that's not essential. Good, let's spend 10 more seconds doing this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Cool. That concludes our section on the hips and glutes. A little bit more restorative. Hopefully you're feeling nice and recovered after that. Well done, runners. Hopefully you're feeling the benefits after today, feeling more mobile, more stable in your body, and hopefully this applies to your running. See you on the mat soon.